what we must understand as a species is that the city concept is not working at the moment.
Yeah,
The,
well,
the
okay.
city concept for humanity is not working. We need what we call intentional communities, like smaller income communities. So whatever you're producing, you can now, if you generate so much waste, you can recycle all of that within that community. If you have 200 people within that place, you can effectively take care of them. But now, when you look at Lagos, for example, you'd be like, where do you want to start from?
Yeah, yeah,
Where do
yeah,
you want to start from? Because everything is just chaotic. There's infrastructures that are broken down that Lagos was initially designed for, let's say, 7 million people. We have
now
close to like
20 million now.
30 million people living in Lagos. So how do you cope? Likewise, and this same challenge we experience everywhere, else, where people flock into the city, and before you know it, some people struggle, and before you know it, they disappear, they
Yeah,
get into drugs, others,
yeah.
social vices, So that is the problem. The city concept is not really working, and we can't keep trying to like
It's
make it
it's
work.
it's it's interesting you say that. It's
Yeah.
see, stepping back and looking at it, yes, it seems it's not working. But I would like to see more data, okay? Because why am I saying that? Because I know even though you say that from your own perspective, from what you see,
Yeah.
uh majority of people don't see what you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a state of
So
consciousness as
yes.
well. Yeah.
Okay. So it's essential that people who have the means right now, I'm talking about intellectual uh view. See, this is what I've said. And this is one of the things that for me is holding Africa back. We, our universities, are not doing the work they are supposed to do. This thing you just mentioned, one of the things I've talked about so many times is about the traffic situation in Lagos, for example. The traffic situation in Nigeria, in Lagos, has been going on for over 20 years. For over 20 years. I was there. I know how many times I suffered it. Sometimes I don't get home. My wife don't get home until 2, 3 a.m. In the morning for a journey that should not take us more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are on the road for 7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Now, if our universities were working, we should have medical doctors, economics, economists, sociologists come together, write a paper about the effects, the impact of this happening. See, they can publish it two widespread pages in the daily, maybe on Saturday, okay, for maybe 2, 3 weeks, different topics concerning that traffic jam that happens in Lagos almost every last Saturday, last Friday of the week, of the month, where we have that church event on the express. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you what happens when I was there. Okay.
Yeah.
If these people have come together and written a comprehensive data filled report in a way that people can understand, don't you think Lagosians will be more conscious to see how they add in to create the situation around them?
Yeah, it's like I mentioned earlier, it's a state of consciousness. That's the thing I mentioned earlier, that it comes with the governance.
Mm.
The government wants it to be that way. They need to make themselves relevant.
Mm.
Um, for example, you say you get stuck on a Friday, like when coming from, and
From
you
work.
pass through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why are so many people going to that church on a Friday? Because the God you seek is everywhere. So why do you need to flock to a particular place? So it's the mind that has been enslaved. So it comes with what I'm saying, that the mind has been enslaved in a way that you can't really think on your own. Is what you've been told. You literally now pursue. And it's madness. I heard some guy saying that people in Lagos are actually mental, like literally. He said
Yes,
that
we are.
because he said, do you think it makes sense for you to be in traffic and you be hooting like non-stop,
Yeah.
be
Dun,
cursing?
dun.
Only a madman or mad person should be that does that, and it's true. I mean, I can't remember the last time I pressed my horn, yeah, because you live in an area, where you don't really need to, so
I've been here for 17 years.
yeah,
Maybe I pressed my horn maybe
yeah,
3, 4 times.
exactly. 2018, when I visited Nigeria, I couldn't stay in Lagos. I ran to my village. I only stayed in Lagos for like 5 days, and the rest of
Wow.
the 3 weeks I spent in my village because I couldn't cope, with the. I'm like, I said, what are you guys doing here? Like, there's nothing, like, this is madness. What are you guys doing here? So that's what I'm saying. That when the mind has been enslaved, you
Mm,
can't really see these things.
mm.
It becomes normal to you
Yeah.
to be in traffic for 8 hours, going to a church event,
Church
I mean,
event or coming back from work or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, it contradicts, what the religious book says, that God is everything and God is everywhere.
Mm.
So why do you need to like flock to a certain place, so that's
Yeah.
another topic for another day. But um, it also comes with the designing, of
Of his
the
of his of
infrastructures,
the
the city
state, yeah. The
concept, yeah.
city, yeah. Mm.
And so the designing aspect, it also contributes a part. For example, like when we are developing our estate, we take in mind that okay, this first 40 houses, we need to leave room for growth, like for expansion.
Yeah.
So you need to factor all of those kind of things in. So when there is now growth in a particular state or province, you should be able to now come up with other measures, to take cover for all of that, but the way the global population is moving, I refuse to say we are overpopulated. We are not
No, we're
overpopulated.
not. We're
We are
not.
not
I
overpopulated.
used to
There's
I
land
used to think that.
everywhere. Yeah, we are not overpopulated. There's land everywhere. It's just that the city concept is failing, and people refuse to admit to that. People just literally stack themselves, live on each other, which indicates it's failing. Like for example, my local municipality here has been experiencing sewage problems,
Mm.
for quite some time now. Like literally, raw sewage flows into the main river, the
Oh.
Val River, which is provides water for
Mm.
like
Mm.
people. So and in 2018, I remember when I was started this my concept. I went to the municipality and they said, no, we want to come see what you're doing. And about 8 of them came, from the local municipality, and they were blown away. They were like, wow, this is what the municipality needs. This is literally going to tackle the sewage crisis we're
Okay.
experiencing now.
Have they done it today?
No, they didn't.
Ah, okay.
And they were like, oh no, the mayor should come see. So they scheduled a meeting. The mayor's assistant came in, and the mayor's assistant was like, "Oh, Chikwe, what are you doing here? Yo, Chikwe, this is amazing. I'm gonna like speak to the mayor, and we're gonna get this going." That was in 2018. Nothing ever came out of it. And now today we have like invasive species that's overtaking the river, like this water,
Wow.
literally growing everywhere,
Yeah.
and, so this is how we human beings keep damaging nature, because we refuse to learn from our mistakes and come up with alternatives. So the sewage system, for example, in this area was probably designed for 100,000 inhabitants.
Maybe half of the current population.
And now probably you have 1 million people, living in that area, So obviously the sewage system won't be able to cope. Everything is going to break that sewage, water. We keep getting water cuts and whatever. I don't even know what. Only when people tell me, "Oh, we don't have water," I'm like, "Oh, really?" Because I have my own water, my own water system. So I'm like, I don't know that. So people experience all of these challenges, and it shows that the city model is not coping, and there's no amount of the government some years back spent, I think, close to 200 million rands. They brought the army to come in to help with the sewage crisis. After a year, the money was finished and they were gone, and we were like, why did you guys have to do that when they appealed their solutions?
So what was achieved? Nothing.
Nothing, so that's why I say the government system, they try to make themselves relevant, in order to be in those positions of power, So you mentioned the universities, the universities are controlled by the government. They will tell you what to publish and what to do, So that is where the private companies need to come. That's where you need to disrupt certain aspects, of life, disrupt it in a way that people will now have like options. But at the moment, people believe the only option they have is to go to high school, go to university, graduate, and go get a job in Lagos. So that is what is at the back of their mind. So you need to come up with different solutions, and there are a lot of solutions. But the thing is that the mind has been enslaved to think, one
way.
and